All right. Hello, hello, and welcome, friends. Welcome to our Wednesday Wealth and Wisdom Zoom. My name is Amber Miller, and I'm going to be co hosting this with my wonderful, gorgeous, incredible friend, Brenda Martin. And the purpose of this Zoom, this is a little different. We do these large, huge calls multiple times a week with 100 plus people. And we wanted to create something special where we could have a small, intimate group of women that have the same desires or thoughts for their family and their home, that are considering or currently pursuing the income stream of Plexus, and to bring this biblical Proverbs 31 minded perspective to it. Brenda and I have both had incredible over a decade now of amazing experiences with Plexus and how it's blessed our home, and we have such a heart to show that to other women, to say, this is what is possible. We know that different people kind of have their own perspective on things. And so, with that like mindedness between us here, we want to share this perspective of the power of this and what it can bring this year, next year, and 10 years down the road for your family. So I'm going to pass it off. Brenda's going to start us with her story. And after we share our stories, we're going to share a little bit of how this works, if you have that thought in your mind, and then answer some common questions that tend to cause people to hesitate to take the next move. So we'll answer those at the end as well. So Brenda, why don't you share with us how you got into Plexus, a little bit of your health story I would love to hear, and what the business has done for your family.
Oh, I love the way you opened. This is just kind of a special, kind of niche group in a way because of the like-mindedness. We all want to change our families, because we have that Proverbs 31 vision. So here's the thing, guys. When Plexus came along, I was praying daily for an answer for our family's financial future. We were in a really rough place. But here's the thing. I was not planning on a network marketing company. No way. Because what I had seen in some of our friends who did it was that they like talked like they were just going to the top, and it just felt like they were talking something impossible, but yet they really believed it and they were going to do it, and they wanted me to buy their products, which I did. I was always happy to support my friends and small businesses. And the cool thing about MLMs, network marketing, is they do carry quality products in general. They are so worth buying. And I love that part of it. But I just never saw anything that attracted me to want to be a part of it. I did look at a couple of my friends who invited me to do it. I took it to my husband. I said, hey, maybe this would help us out. Maybe this is something I should be doing. And both times he said, the amount of time you would put into that does not look worth it to me. That would take you away from, doing laundry or cleaning and cooking and homeschooling your children. It didn't look worth my time. He said, your time is valuable. I remember him saying that. And so when Plexus came along, he still initially had a little bit of that mentality until he sat down and looked at the comp plan. So I would just challenge you right now to go into, if you are already in Plexus and you have an account, you do have access to our compensation plan. Print it out and study it. Study it with your husband, with your close friend, whoever's your power partner, but you understand the power of it. Because here's what I want to say. Plexus is different and unique. And so when we looked at the business, that's what stood out to my husband. He said, whoa, this is done in a fair way that it will be worth your time. And that's what changed so much for why okay, that was part of it. But let's go back a minute to how I felt when Plexus came along. I was always exhausted, dealing with anxiety and depression, not sleeping well, hair falling out, terrible constipation, all kinds of digestive issues, really just feeling old in my 40s. And the products changed all of that for me. But here's the thing, a lot of what got me excited about it is I had tried so many things. I had tried all kinds of supplements, special diets, and I was in like health forums and chats and Facebook groups with a lot of other health-minded mamas trying to find answers to root causes and issues. And we knew about leaky gut, we knew about candida, we knew gut health was huge, and we also knew about blood sugar being super important. And so when I realized the pink drink was for targeting blood sugar, that's what initially got me so fired up because I'm like, there's nothing on the market like this with clean ingredients in a simple, yummy drink that's going to balance blood sugar, therefore hormones, all the things you guys know. It helps with if you have been taking our products at all or read any testimonies. That's what fired me up. I told my husband, everybody needs this. There's nothing like it on the market. And I still feel that way. Plexus is unique with their products, unique their comp plan. No one else has a comp plan like ours. It was especially written by one of the original founding members for our company, and there's still nothing out there that is as good as ours. So I just really want to drive that home to you guys that my husband's a smart businessman, and that those two things made all the difference. The products work, everyone needs them, and it's a comp plan that's unique. And then I started meeting all these amazing Christian women in this company who were doing this, bringing in financial freedom for their families. And then we would get together at Plexus events. If you ever are invited to a Plexus event, go. You will feel the spirit of like-mindedness and so many people who want to do the same thing as you. So that's my story. The products got me out of that exhaustion. I started feeling 20 years younger, and I'm like, I can do this. Just show me how. I went to my upline, Amber being one of them, and said, show me how I want to change my family's future. And we did. My first check was $500. My next check was 1,200. And I talked to my friend at that time who had been in another network marketing business for 2 years, and her top check was 1,200 after 2 years. And so I'm like, ooh, I think I'm onto something really special here. And I continue to talk to a lot of people to grow this business. But that's in a nutshell how I started.
I love it. Okay, so I'm going to brag on her for a second because I feel like she doesn't give herself enough credit sometimes or doesn't share enough of the power. So I'm going to bring that out. So Brenda herself, because she said how her husband said, I'm not sure if that's worth our time, right? Which is so wise to consider. She went to the top of the company as a diamond. And then her husband, they built a second whole nother account, and her husband went to the top of the company. So they are both diamonds. So that is building twice. If that just shows you that what I love about that is it's not luck. It's not that it proves that the products were powerful and the compensation plan works if you can do it 2 times over, right? Like, how incredible is that? So I myself was able to reach that level, that top level at 25 years old without any social media following. Brenda didn't have any social media following either. That's something that came way later for us, right? Without having, I never went to college. I never had a job. Like, I was not skilled or good at this at all, right? But here's the thing with Plexus is all we do is connect people to a product line that could serve problems that they are struggling with. So when somebody has those digestive issues, like Brenda was saying, and they're on that negative cycle of looking for something, trying something, or more medications, or upping prescriptions and dosage, what Plexus does is say, let's come back to the root cause of leaky gut issues and blood sugar imbalances and insulin resistance and target those. So our company actually has a small but mighty product line because we key in on those focal points instead of trying to be all the things, right? Because those are the key that matter. And going back to this point with what Brenda and her husband was able to do, if you are looking at this and you're saying, okay, I understand these 2 women have been able to do this. Brenda did it twice, but can I? That's what we want to show you with this humble beginning and how this looks building this out. There's actually over 100 women and households. I think we're getting close to 120 now in my organization alone that have been able to reach that 6-figure yearly income level with Plexus. So I want you to hear that. It's not just 2 lucky ladies. It's a strong business model with a powerful product line that you can use your time wisely. I think of that example of the talents in the sand, right? Like, there was the person who everyone was given the same amount and someone buried it, and then someone went out and multiplied it. And that is what you're able to do with your time with Plexus. So I'm going to show you how that multiplies and the wisdom of that. And then we're going to answer some common questions here. So, okay, so how you build your income. Let's think about that talent in the sand, that multiply. So you yourself order a gut health system, order a Plexus product pack. One thing I love about Plexus is you are not spending any money on anything outside of the products you consume. We're not stocking products. We don't have boxes of it in our basement, nothing like that. That's one thing that makes our comp plan unique. It's just you buying your product set for your house or your family. This month you get a free reset when you do that, which is absolutely incredible. Now, when a friend, as that new customer, you get a link and you can say to a friend, hey, you want to try these products with me? Have you seen this floating around? I'm really excited to see the results. I would love to have a friend to do it with me. And then your friend orders through that link, they get their free reset and products, and you'll get around $37 back just for having one friend use it with you. And a lot of people, this is where they stop, right? They get their husband to do the reset or their mom, and they're like, that's great. And this is a wonderful benefit for our customers. So this is great. It's a rewarded quickly, and you're able to bring that friend on. But what most people will do is after they have that one friend order with them, they'll go have two more order with them. Because two more friends, and you unlock a special thing called Fast Start, where you have shared with three friends quickly, and you hit that $300+ amount in cash back for those referrals. Using it with you. My first three was my mom, my mother-in-law, and my cousin. All three of them. I was like, hey, I know you have this issue, this issue. Will you order this and just try it with me? And they were like, sure, let's see. And now to this day, 12 years later, they all three still love it and use it. That's how effective we're talking about. Now, after this month specifically, if you have one more friend, you're going to hit $540 of cash back for 4 people. Okay, so let's go back to what Brenda said with her husband saying, oh, I'm not, is that having rejected 2 other companies before choosing Plexus to see the wisdom here, even if it was just this, and I have a lot of beautiful women I work with that they order their own product set and they have 3 to 4 friends order with them that month, and they're able to go to their husband or look at their bank account and see it increased by $500+. Like that is a powerful blessing just in that, right? That is wisdom and ease just in that. And if we take it further, when we're talking about $1,000, $2,000, $5,000 monthly income, this is how it builds out. That friend, this is that talent multiplied. That friend ordering the products has their mom want to order, right? So their mom orders through them. And that continues, and the friend shares with 2 more, and then it continues. And this is how the thing that you started, you told your friend Sally, hey, you should try these products with me. Sally loved them, like 98% of our consumers do. We have a less than 2% return rate now for over a decade. What does that say, right? Sally loved them, told her friend, who told her friend. And now that one effort that you made, you are multiplying upon, and that is the wisdom here. This is that long-term vision here of what can happen in this business model. All these people are feeling great. All these people are getting paychecks for sharing something they're loving, and you're passing that on and on. And one thing I love in Plexus, your income increases only by others being blessed with health results or income, and usually both. So if you can see, one thing we love is everybody wins. People that are loving their products, people that are sharing it with friends, wherever the problem is. Remember, we said we connect people to a solution to their problem. That is what we do. So if their problem is, migraines and hormone issues, we've got something for them. If their problem is not enough money in the bank or wanting more, we've got something for them. And anyone only earns if everyone is happy with the results that they're getting. So it's a really beautiful cycle that you have with that. So that's what that looks like, and why we see the wisdom and that compounding effects of using your time wisely. Brenda, do you want to bring up our next thought and question and maybe add on to that?
Yes, because what you just showed in that visual is exactly what I love about some of the hesitancy that I get. And that is, oh, everybody at the top is going to earn, or some people will criticize you of being part of a pyramid scheme, or, oh, that's an MLM. There's this like kind of wrong thinking around that. And I shared that with you guys just earlier, how that's where we were before we understood. And that's how my husband was. He's like, we've gotten through 20 years of our marriage without touching an MLM, and I'm not about to now, or something like that. He was like, just not interested in this. But when he was willing to sit down and look at the comp plan, it changed everything. By the way, he had just come through a marketing course for our other business. He had just taken that. And so he was all in the mindset of what's smart business moves. And he said, they are doing it right. If anyone can do this, you can. He really encouraged me to get on board and do it. But that beautiful circle you saw, that is exactly what we experienced in Plexus. It never felt like well, I mean, most businesses are a pyramid. They have the president and all this structure. For me, it's always felt like a community. It's always felt like a circle of friends. And when we had our own traditional business for years before this came along, and it was all on our shoulders. It was up to us to do the marketing, to do the designing, the building. My husband did high-end custom kitchen cabinets. We did all of it. Myself and my husband, we had a helper employee now and then, and our sons. It was all in us. And I started doing this, and I'm like, whoa, this is so cool. This mom is sharing with this network of friends that I could never reach if she didn't. She's reaching them. This mom is reaching this network of friends. This mom is reaching this one. And we're all working in this beautiful community. So some of you might be feeling like that is a little bit what I'm scared of, is what are people going to think when I say, I would love to share these products with you, but I'm sharing a link where I'm earning money. If you have any hesitancy around that, I just want to say, number one, the thing that helped me the most was okay, who's going to say that? The critical people who probably don't even want help, or they just don't understand. Are they the ones that are going to change my future? No, they're not the ones who are going to, and until they change their mind, and some of them did, and ended up building on my team and helping grow our team. But what changed my mind is to not think about those people that are going to be negative or critical, but to think about the ones who are praying for answers and know that I'm doing this for my family. It's the right thing to do for us, and just put those people out of my mind. And so when I would go to do a post or send a message, it was with the people in mind who want this, not with the people who are going to be critical, because we don't need them in our lives until they're ready. So that belief and that commitment to change my family's future just really helped me to not even care what other people think. Like literally, I was so bold. I'm like, I'm just going to be the crazy Plexus lady. I don't even care, because what it has meant for us is just way above and beyond any criticism I ever got. And I had friends who were really kind of nasty here and there who had me in tears. So just know it has not been all roses and peaches for me. I've had the struggles. I understand. And that's why we're here to tell you you can overcome.
Yeah. Yes, you can overcome, or you can just be okay that they think differently than you, right? Like both. Because just like Brenda said, she had to come through her own experience of being ready. Her and her husband were in a mental position, a life position, a need position to say, you know what? I'm actually going to look at this time, because I am looking for a solution this time. And where years prior, it wasn't something they were looking for, and it wasn't a solution that they were seeking, right? So everyone has their own time period. Whatever brought you to this Zoom or watching this recording, that is your personal life experience. Those are your dreams at night. Those are your thoughts. Those are your struggles when you want to do something and the funds aren't there. Those are your and your husband's conversations and looking at your children and wanting more. That is what is in you and your thoughts and your dreams. The person on someone else, that is not their same thoughts and dreams and struggles and ideas. Those aren't the same things they're hearing or listening to. So their perspective might be set by one thing, and your perspective is set by another, right? So that's why we cannot judge, we cannot allow someone else's thoughts to change the direction we want to walk in. I like to think of a group of friends. There's a group of friends and they all love going out to Mexican and eating nachos and margaritas or whatever every night, right? Every weekend. And then one of those groups of friends decides, you know what? I am tired of how my clothes are fitting. I'm 37 years old and everybody's talking about menopause. That's how I feel. I feel like, my goodness, everyone's talking about menopause, and I really didn't want to have to hear about that anytime soon. But supposedly I need to pay attention. Right? Like I'm about to hit 40 coming up, and it's so close. So I'm going to make a change. I'm going to start going to the gym. I'm going to change my diet. I'm going to clean up the way I do things. Well, when that one friend in that friend group starts behaving different, acting different, choosing different things, saying, you know what, I'm not going to get nachos tonight. I'm going to stick with just my simple fajita. I'm not going to do chips. Well, what often happens is the rest of the friends that don't have that same desire, that don't have that same pain, they're starting to criticize the one who wants to be healthy, right? Hey, just eat some nachos. It's not going to derail you. Or, oh my goodness, aren't you tired of that fish? Or, I could never get up at 5 a.m. Like I want to sit and have my coffee time, with my husband or my children, like all these little things. Because why? That one friend changing is often shining too painful of a spotlight on the other friends and their inability or undesire, or them feeling like they're not doing enough, right? So often think of that. Like I kind of have compassion on the people who have these like negative thoughts and comments, because I know that that's coming more from their maybe own unrest with themselves and not being, because think about this. If you were saying, hey, I'm going to do this, I'm so excited for my home and family, and if they didn't have any negative connotation towards themselves, they should just be cheering you on, right? It should be like, Brittany, that's awesome. Kara, amazing. Lindsay, I'm so proud of you, right? And that cheerleading and that clapping of each other, if they weren't shining it on their own inaction. So I usually just have compassion and try to show them, not need them to be convinced to where I'm at, just really excited to pursue and move forward and look for those who are having those same dreams and thoughts, and allow this friend to come up to that place as they watch me continue to go forward. So all that to say, don't let someone derail you, because you might need to be the one 3 years from now that has done it and pushed through, and they message you and say, okay, I know I've laughed at this. I know I've said it didn't work, but I see you over there so consistent, and my husband just lost his job. Will you please help me get started in this? Right? And we've seen that. Brenda and I, 12 years in, we have that ability to be like, we've seen it. We've seen it. We know what happens. So you be the friend to jump and pursue. Right? So that's how I would answer that.
Oh, I
But
love it so much.
yeah, yeah.
We shared with you earlier that we are not the only ones who have built a business with Plexus, and we've shared with you why we think Plexus is the smart one to build with. I just wish I could just take you guys on this quick little tour of like some of the main friends that we work with who are so amazing and smart and homeschool moms. They're just like us, but yet they've built incredible businesses and show you their lives. And I wish I could take you to home office and have you meet some of the original founders of our company who are just down to earth men who Amber and I can go and have a chat with anytime. I could literally call them up right now because they really honor their leaders and respect us and listen to us. And so we have high influence with the company. And I just wish I could just give you all this vision. But here's the thing we want you to know. If this is what you want for your family, to be able to, if the washing machine breaks down, go get a new one. If you want to be able to give to that need around you when someone is in the hospital, if you want to be able to just go to the grocery store and not worry about prices and get the good organic stuff and go get the grass-fed beef that's being sold down the road that's maybe just a little more high price. If you want to be able to do all that stuff, that was all I wanted. Besides building a bigger house, because we really needed one with our 11 kids, that's all I wanted was just those freedoms to not stress about money. Amber and
Mhm.
I are here to tell you guys we have done this. And like she mentioned, there's almost 120 just in our team alone who we work with and we've learned all the tips from and we're helping to mentor. And we're ready to do this for you guys too. The main thing I would say, if you want this, is you have to show us that you want it. Reach out. We love a gazillion questions. I love when I get Gabby here is one of my new girls at Silver, going for senior silver. And I love when I get questions from her. I'm like, yes, a message from Gabby. And that's how we both feel. So you guys, we want you to let us know that you want this and we're here to help. What else would you say about that, Amber?
No, I would totally agree. I totally agree. Every time you message, every time you ask for help, every time you don't stay in your quiet place and raise your hand and have that courage, I see it as a vote for like, I'm going to grow, I'm going to improve, I'm going to keep building, right? And we want to see that. And this is truly like Brenda and I are like, we want to create more women, more families that have what we have. That is 100% what this is about. Like both of us are so blessed to be in a position where we do not have to work. We don't have to get new customers. We don't even have to help new ladies join and build. We've been very blessed with big residual. And that's the beauty of this income. You work to a point where, you know, it might be 2 hours a day that you're answering messages and questions, but you're still getting that large paycheck every month that doesn't fluctuate. But we both have a passion of like, this is what my cry is. Like, I know the Lord has blessed us and it is not just for our benefit. It's not so my table is full. It's not so I can get a new concrete driveway or, you know, put in a pool. That is not why. It is so that we can pass it on to fill other tables and make sure that more kingdom-minded families are living in abundance. Because all the doubts and fears and thoughts and am I good enough? That is not from the Lord. I want you to take any of those thoughts and say, is this what the Lord says about me? Is this what the Lord says about his children? Like, none of that is from the Lord. The worry about what they say or worry about this or you're too shy or all these things, that is not from your maker who said you're fearfully and wonderfully made, right? So what we want to do is call that out and help you step into that more and more and more. So a year from now, I don't even recognize the old me that was afraid and in doubt and you know maybe a little lazier than I want to be. I don't even recognize that person because I've so grown into this different new image of someone that accepts those things and looks for those things, right? So that's what we want to pass on. That's our passion and hope. And we will end that with this tonight or today. We're going to do this again next week. I think we're going to do next week, and we're going to bring in some other women so that it's not just you and I, or just hearing from Brenda and I that have had the same experience with that same heart and goal. So we're really excited to bring them in. So bring your friends next time. Tell them you can't miss the Zoom. Bring your coffee or your Plexus drink, and we'll meet over that together. Message the person who invited you to this or sent this recording and said, what's next? What is next? Tell me what to do. I love what those ladies said. I want more of it. And they'll give you that stuff. So
Yes.
thank you so much, Brenda,
If
for
you want
doing
to keep meeting with us every Wednesday like this, send us some suggestions of some areas you want to hear about around wealth and abundance because we really want to know what your needs are. We have thoughts and plans we're going to share with you, but we'd love to hear your feedback because I think 2025 can be an amazing year in our country for all of you. Thank you for being on.
Thank you, ladies.